Since 2020, the price of groceries in America has jumped nearly 25%. For families already living paycheck to paycheck, that difference means empty fridges, skipped meals, and the constant stress of wondering how to make it through the month. Inflation may look like numbers on a chart, but in American kitchens, it feels like a daily battle. Here's how one shopper described it.
Walked into the supermarket with a $100 bill, and I walked out with 2 bags. Bread, milk, a pack of chicken, some fruit. Nothing special. That was $97. I remember thinking, how do families with kids survive this?
That story isn't unique. It's becoming the new American normal. The USDA says the typical household now spends 11% of its income on food, the highest share in more than 30 years. According to Forbes, the average family's monthly grocery bill reached $973 in 2023, compared to just $675 in 2019. That's nearly $300 more every month for the same meals. For millions, wages haven't kept up. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reports that paychecks have risen about 14% since 2020, but grocery costs are up 25%. Rent is up 30%, and utilities climbed around 20%. The math doesn't work. Families are running faster just to fall behind, and the stories keep coming.
I'm not lazy. I work hard, pay taxes, do everything right, but it feels like I'm working just to keep the fridge half full. No savings, no extras, just survival.
One mother in Ohio told us her grocery bill reached $2,200 in a single month. She wasn't buying luxury foods, just milk, cereal, bread, chicken, pasta, and snacks for her children. That number, $1,200, was higher than her rent just a few years ago. These stories reflect a larger crisis. According to surveys, 60% of Americans now live paycheck to paycheck. That means more than half the country is just one missed payment, one emergency, one illness away from falling behind. And it's not just about money. It's about choices no parent should have to make.
Do I buy fresh fruit or skip it? Do I buy cereal my kids like or the cheaper brand they hate? Sometimes I buy less for myself so my children can eat more. That's the kind of decision I face every time I shop.
Inflation isn't only financial, it's emotional. It's the quiet stress of opening bills, the hesitation before swiping a card, the anxiety of watching your bank balance shrink after just one grocery trip. Food banks across the country report higher demand than ever before. Families who never asked for help in the past are now in line because their paychecks no longer stretch to cover the basics. And while economists say inflation has cooled, the reality for households is very different. Prices didn't return to where they were. They simply stopped rising as fast. But the damage is done. The new normal is higher, heavier, harder to manage. Everyday life becomes a calculation. At the gas station, a full tank that once cost $35 is now closer to $60. At the store, a box of cereal that was $3.50 is now nearly $6. Eggs doubled. Beef jumped. Even rice and beans, once the cheapest staples, are noticeably higher. Here's how another parent put it.
Every trip to the store feels like a test of endurance. I watch the numbers climb, I feel the stress build. And I wonder, how much longer can I keep this up? Inflation isn't just about money. It's about dignity. It's about stability. It's about whether hard work still pays off in America.
That's the bigger picture. The American promise that if you worked hard, you'd get ahead feels fragile. For many, it feels broken. Instead of saving for a home, a vacation, or retirement, families are simply trying to afford groceries and rent. The American dream hasn't disappeared. But for ordinary workers, it comes with a price tag that keeps moving out of reach. And so the voices continue. Not just statistics, not just charts, but real people telling the same story. Groceries cost more than ever. Wages don't stretch as far. Families are cutting back, falling behind, and holding on. This is inflation in America. Not the numbers, but the lives behind them. The kitchen tables, the checkout lines, the quiet sacrifices. And until those voices stop, the story isn't finished. Because inflation isn't over, not until families feel secure again. If you believe these voices deserve to be heard, please like, share, and subscribe. Together, we can shine a light on the struggles and the hope of everyday Americans.